Hi guys, I'm Kasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to talk about books in horror. And today I'm bringing you a good all book haul. I don't have way too many books and when I say that probably it's like 30. But anyways, I'll put in the title how many books I got, and this is a really weird mix.
It's coffee time.
So I have been recently falling back into queer romances. I think it's also partly because Netflix gave us Heartstopper season 2 and Amazon Prime gave us Red, White and Royal Blue, and I have been slightly obsessed, and I have, remembered how much I love those love stories and the representation and how things are changing for queer people in the media. And so, I don't know, I've been obsessed, and I think I want to read more books like that as well in the future, combine them with horror. It's really funny, but it's two things that are super opposite, like rom-com books and horror. And I read all types of horror, from the just atmospheric ones to the most disturbing, messed up ones. But I guess, let's call that range. Let's call that range. And, I don't want to miss out on things. So I know my channel is mostly horror, and it still will be. Like all of my reviews and things that you see in social media, it's all gonna be horror focused, but privately I'm gonna be reading a lot more queer romances. If anybody's interested, I might make one video here and there after I read several ones to comment on them, but I'm gonna try to focus my channel still on the horror. Also, it's officially pumpkin spice season, so my coffee is pumpkin spiced, and I am living for this year and super excited for Halloween. I have broken down the book haul into sections, and I'm gonna try to, leave a list down below with the timestamps and everything, so you can go straight to the things that you're interested in. So let's get to it. So let's start with the queer books that I have added to the collection, shall we? So first, let's talk about Heartstopper. I have added to my Heartstopper collection the novella Nick and Charlie in hardcover. I also did pre-order This Winter, which is the other novella in the series, but that one hasn't been delivered yet because Amazon sucks when it comes to deliveries. When you pre-order something, then it just never shows up, so we shall see. Hopefully I'll still get it. But basically Alice Oseman is re-releasing all of her books in beautiful hardcovers. I don't think I'm gonna buy all of them, but I do want the Heartstopper novellas as well as Solitaire. Solitaire is getting a special edition from Waterstones. It's coming out in January 2024, and I did pre-order that one, so if anybody's interested, just that it's coming out, you can pre-order it on Waterstones. So I'll definitely be getting that one, and hopefully my pre-order from Amazon ends up coming through for this winter so that I have also that one in hardcover. I mean, it's just so pretty the way that they have designed these hardcovers that I had to get them. Then I finally got myself a copy of the yearbook, and I got the little bookmark with it as well, because this one I was not sure if I wanted to get it or not, because I know it's not exactly a graphic novel, it's just more information about the characters and stuff like that. But honestly, I decided that yes, I wanted it because I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into the characters and how Alice Oseman came up with the characters. So there's a little bit of history here on the background of, the graphic novel and how it came to be. There is also like the evolution of how she used to draw the characters. So at the end of the day, I'm really happy that I decided to pick it up. Then I got myself the copy of Heartstopper Volume 1 in these like exclusive hardcover editions that they have been releasing. I'm gonna be getting all of them in the hardcover, even though I have the soft covers. This is the third edition that I have of Volume 1. It just happens. But it's fine. I could not resist these hardcovers. I think the colors, the pastels are so pretty. So I don't know, I mean, it's no excuse, but I'm gonna collect these ones in hardcover as well. Then I got All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown, and I got this one because the author is coming to YOG, and this is a book that I had on my TBR pile for a while. I actually have the ebook on my Kindle, but I never got to it, and I decided to buy the paperback so I could read it, bring it with me to YOG, get it signed by the author. So as you can see, I am hoping to enjoy it. This is a queer, male-male romance about two boys that are at the end of the world is like the apocalypse, and so those are two things that I really enjoy. So I'm really excited to see how it is. I've never read a queer romance. I think that it's based on a apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic world, so I'm really excited to see. Then for my birthday, I got a book from one of my best friends in Spain, and it is a queer romance written by a Spanish author, and I am really excited about this one because these are the type of books that I normally never hear about. It's called Al Otro Lado, so it is only available in Spanish as far as I know. The author's, I think this is a pen name, is Mike Lightwood, and it has stunning, beautiful artwork, and I really like the way it looks and the way it sounds. It's about a boy whose family moves somewhere else, so he has to leave behind everything he's ever known and his friends. But then in this new place where he moves, there is a mystery that he has to solve, probably together with another guy. I don't know, but I guess, you know, they kind of end up falling in love, and I'm really excited because I never really read this type of books, and if I have any, you know, Spanish viewers and you're interested in queer romance, this might be a book that you want to check out. And then let's talk about my current obsession, and I'm not even kidding, I'm still rewatching either people reacting to the movie or watching the movie nearly on a daily basis, and it is becoming a situation. But that is Red, White and Royal Blue. Yes, I decided to pick up the tie-in movie edition. If you are new here, you probably don't know this, but I hate tie-in movie editions of books. But I had to get this one. I had to because it has my boys on the cover and I'm a little bit obsessed, and I was like, you know, I can always get rid of it later if I want to, but I might as well pick it up now. Yeah, so I picked it up, like absolutely no excuses. I accept the shame. And I searched the whole internet looking for Red, White and Royal Blue, the collector's edition. I believe this is the US collector's edition. There is a UK one that is in pink. So this is the US collector's edition that comes with an extra chapter, a quite long one that is written from Henry's perspective, and I binge read that the moment that this book was delivered to my door because I just needed more content. So this has one of the most popular quotes printed on it, which is "History, huh? Bet we could make some." And I just love that. I love that so much. And it has stunning end pages. It has some of the, you know, most important moments from the characters, and also here on the back. And yeah, I needed it and I've added it to the collection. I'm currently still trying to find the UK hardcover edition for a decent price. Some people are losing their minds and are trying to sell it for so much money.
The cake alone costs £75,000. It's obscene.
That I'm not willing to pay, but if I ever find it for a decent price, or if you guys ever get rid of your copy, let me know, because I would like to complete the collection. So now let's jump into the horror middle grades. So the first one is a book that I got right before my holidays, and I actually have just read it, and that is Field of Screams by Wendy Paris. This is a paranormal story about a girl that is obsessed with ghosts, and kind of her dream is to meet a ghost, that is until she meets one. So her summer is not going really well. Her family is going for the summer to Ohio, and there's a lot of relatives there that she doesn't know, and she feels a little bit uncomfortable there. But then she sees a ghost, and kind of like the summer becomes an adventure trying to solve the mystery of this ghost. I really enjoy it. I think the author put a lot of emphasis in the characters and, you know, gave them so much depth, and they were like full of love for their family and their friends. I just feel like when it comes to the spookiness, there was not as much as I had hoped, but I think it's a great middle grade read. And then, you guys, you're not gonna believe it, but I went to a secondhand bookstore and I found a bunch of these US middle grade books that I never find anywhere, and I bought all of them because I had to. Some of them are from the Creepers. So these are the Creepers series by Edgar J. Hyde, and I have not been able to find any of these editions here anywhere except on eBay, on the internet, and pay a lot of money for shipping. So I was glad that I found some of these and bought them all as I should. And this one is called Edgar Escapes. Then I have Ghost Rider. I got Cold Kisser, and The Sold Souls. Then I got The Wishing Well and Beggar Boy. So I grabbed the 6 books that they had, and I think I only paid either 50 cents each or €1 each. And you know, guys, I grabbed these things so fast from the shelf, like my life depended on it. I was just so hyped and excited. At the same secondhand bookstore, they also had other middle grade horror books that I had never heard of before, and I decided to grab them. The first one is called Grewsham Grange by Anthony Horowitz. And I don't know, it just looks creepy and cool and vintage. And they also had Return. So they had book 2 as well, Return to Grewsham Grange. And I know nothing about these books, but I saw them and they look cool, and they kind of look like Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark kind of books, so I knew I had to take them. And the last middle grade book that I picked up is The Hunt for the Seventh by Christine Morton Shaw, and this one is another middle grade that I know nothing about, but I had to pick it up. It looks creepy. It says, "Somebody died here once. I'm convinced of it. I feel them watching me." Yes, please. So I think it's gonna be a supernatural horror story, and I'm here for it. Coffee break. And now we are moving to YA horror. So first of all, I picked and already read the last book by Cynthia Murphy, and it is a novella called Welcome to Camp Killer. I was really excited, so the day that I got this on the mail, I read it because I needed to know. I love Cynthia's writing a lot, and this was such a quick pace, like fast, entertaining slasher, so I recommend it to you guys if you're looking for those type of books. Then I got Bite Risk by S.J. Wills, and I've also already finished this one, and this was such a different take on werewolves, and I thought it was very like innovative in a way, and I've never read a YA book about werewolves done this way. So definitely, if you like that subgenre of horror, check it out for something different. I do feel like this one was a little bit more of a mystery thriller with a little bit of sci-fi in it than a horror, so just lower your expectations when it comes to maybe the body count. But I thought it was a really interesting take. It has this kind of found family vibe to it as well. So yeah, if that's something that you're looking for or something different when it comes to werewolves, you can check this one out. Then I grabbed Anna Dressed in Blood by Kendara Blake, and this is the book of the month for the YA book club that is run by Amy McCall on Goodreads, and we're gonna have a live show talking about the book at the beginning of October. This one I still have to start, so I need to really start like yesterday because I need to finish it before the live. And it's also a paranormal story about a girl that can see ghosts and kind of gets rid of them, you know, helps them cross over or vanishes them, and I guess until she comes across a ghost that she actually likes or something like that. So I think it has a little bit of romance in it, and it's paranormal, so also really excited to check it out. Another of my current reads is this one, The Last Girls Standing by Jennifer Dugan. I literally just started this last night, and it is about some counselors at a summer camp that survived a massacre, and they decide to return later to the camp to try to figure out what actually happened that night. It does have queer representation as well. I still am only like a couple of chapters in, so I still don't know, you know, much about it, so I cannot really dive deeper here into a review, but as soon as I finish it, I will let you guys know. And at a secondhand store, I found a beautiful hardcover copy of Diary of a Hunting by M. Verano. This is a book that was on my wish list for a long time, years ago, and I never ended up picking it up, but then I saw this copy at the secondhand store and I was like, now is the time. Plus, this edition is stunning. It has kind of like a see-through dust jacket. So basically, if you see here, you just have the girl in the bed, and when you add this, then you have the other one crawling on the wall. That is absolute fantastic design. And here we have the house at the back. I absolutely love this copy, and I really hope to love it. All I know is obviously it's about a hunting. Somebody's gonna be hunted in this house. So another supernatural. I think we have a theme here this year. Supernatural books. But yeah, really excited to try this one. Let me know, you guys, if you read it. I know this is one of the older ones that has been out there for a long time, and I never picked it up when it came out, so let me guys know if you've read it and if you enjoyed it. And last in the YA category is a book that is not truly horror. It's kind of like a fantasy with some horror elements to it, and that is Miss Peregrine. So I bought Miss Peregrine's Museum of Wonders by Ransom Riggs. I have loved the series, you know, Miss Peregrine's School for Peculiar Children. I still have to catch up. Granted, I have not read the last volumes, but I've always loved it so much, and I love to return to that world and to the children. There's something about it that I really love and that I find comfort in, going back to that world. So when I saw this at the bookstore, I'm like, yes, please and thank you. And I think I'm gonna love this one because it's all about artifacts and people and weird things, and it has a lot of those pictures that I love from the books. That's always been one of my favorite parts, you know, how the author integrated all of these old pictures and Polaroids that he found randomly. I just love that concept so much, and I cannot wait to dive into this one, even though this is not a novel. It's more like a non-fiction kind of thing, but it is related to the world. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm really excited for this one. Now we're going to move on to the adult horror section. I'm first gonna show you the hardcovers that I got, and then we'll dive into the paperbacks. First, we have a book that I found at the secondhand bookstore, and I didn't really know anything about this book, but it sounded really good, so I decided to pick it up, and that is The Furies by Katie Lowe. And it says on the back, obsession, witchcraft, murder, and that's when I was like, sold. So I think it is related to some girls in a boarding school. Some of them are trying to be accepted, some of them end up dead, and there is a mystery around their deaths, something like that. But I was like, this sounds really good, and it was a hardcover that was fairly cheap, so I decided to pick it up and see if I love it. It's been a while since I read a book about witchcraft. I think I only read like maybe 1 or 2 books about witchcraft a year, so maybe this one will make it until the end of 2023. Then I finally picked up a copy of Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. I think this is the only book by him I have not read yet, so I was like, I might as well just pick it up and get it over with because I'm really intrigued about it. I'm kind of scared it's not gonna be for me because of the format and the type of book that it is. Maybe the humor is not gonna work for me. It's always a thing between me and Grady. It depends. But I don't know, I'm excited. I know a lot of people love it, or a lot of people that have read Grady Hendrix books, this seems to be one of their favorites. So I just need to know, so I decided to finally grab it. Another book that I picked up at the secondhand bookstore is The Vanishing by Jonathan Aycliffe. And this one is one that I picked up because it has kind of a premise that we've seen before, but I do find this type of stories really cozy for winter, and it seems like a cozy winter horror book. We have a couple that are trying to reconcile and, you know, get better at communicating and all of that, so they decide to go away for a while into a house, into a new town, and the wife then proceeds to disappear. I know it's about possession, hunting, stuff like that, so I don't know. I just picked it up without really knowing anybody talking about it or what I could expect, but it sounded like a nice supernatural read for the winter. And now we have 3 more Stephen King books that I am adding to my collection. The first one was a very interesting find. I found this book at a comic store, and I think they resell maybe secondhand books, or they have books there for some reason. They only had like a little tiny shelf with a couple of books, and one of them was this copy here of Stephen King stories Just After Sunset. And what makes this book particularly interesting is that this is a collector set that comes with a DVD with like a video series in 25 parts. That is what it says. So I'm guessing maybe for every short story there is a video clip that you can watch. I don't know, but I'm really interested to try it out. It looks new, and I only paid like €9 for it, so I thought this was an amazing find. I mean, the cover and the back are fairly simple apart from being really shiny, but I thought the fact that it came with a DVD and all was really cool, and I've never seen this edition before, so I decided to pick it up. Next we have Night Shift by Stephen King. This is a book that I did not have in hardcover, and I love the hardcover editions that they have released just like this. I have one like this, I think for The Shining, and I just love this edition so much. It's so cute. I love the colors, and I wanted to give this a reread, but I still haven't started because it has some of the most popular stories. It's one of the people's favorites, short horror story compilation by Stephen King, so now I have a nice edition for the collection. And last but not least, I finally have Holy by Stephen King that just came out this month, and my pre-order with Amazon did not come through. Basically, I pre-ordered it. The day the book was released, Amazon marked it as unavailable. They raised the price. They put it like double the price that I paid for the pre-order. They never shipped it, so luckily I found it somewhere else here in the Netherlands, bought it, canceled my Amazon pre-order, and I finally have the book. It's always the same game with Amazon. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but it's really annoying. And there's not many other places that I can just pre-order books from. But anyways, I finally have it. So let's focus on the positives. Also, because I was looking for this specific cover, I did go to a physical bookstore last weekend trying to find this book, but they only had the other cover. Nothing against the other cover, but I really wanted this one. This one is way spookier in my opinion. The way the house looks, there is somebody here that you can see through the window. It just looks better for me, my personal choice. Yeah, it's my personal taste, but yeah, I really wanted this one, and I cannot wait to start it. September is a month that has become a lot busier than I anticipated, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sit down and read it in September because there's many other books that I need to finish before the end of the month, but if not, then it's definitely gonna be a Halloween October read. And last but definitely not least, I have some horror mass market paperbacks. The first ones are an interesting find, I would say, that I got at a secondhand bookstore as well, and I wanted to try them out. These are very old, I think, mystery thrillers, and it's this two here. It's City Primeval, High Noon in Detroit by Elmore Leonard, and by the same author we have Unknown Man number 89. These look like those cool like crime thrillers, and I wanted to give them a try. I don't buy so many of these. I focus more on the horror ones. I think I also checked on Goodreads while I was at the store, something that I do sometimes to check, you know, the people's thoughts on the books before I buy them if I find out nothing about the books or the author. And I checked on Goodreads, and a lot of people were saying that they were great grim crime thrillers, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna try them out. Then I finally got a copy of The Want Ad Killer by Anne Rule. This is another one that came out this year that I had pre-order on Amazon. Amazon never shipped it to me. Weeks, couple months passed by, I had to ask for a refund, but I found it somewhere else, and I'm really glad because this is about a true crime story, and I know the author has more books that are true crime, so I'm gonna try to collect some of those books and give them a try. But I'm really excited, and yeah, any book that is about a true crime, you guys know I'm interested. And as the title implies, this is about a serial killer, in this case, that used to get his victims from want ads that he would put on the paper. So yeah, creepy. And last but not least, I found 3 paperbacks from one of my favorite authors from when I was growing up, and that is Anne Rice. I found Merrick by Anne Rice, and I found Vittorio the Vampire, which was one of my favorite ones when I was reading these books when I was a teenager, but I only read this one back in the day in Spanish, so I'm really excited to try it out in English. And then I have here Pandora, New Tales of the Vampires. So I'm trying to collect her books in these like smaller paperback editions, but if I find hardcovers I will also buy them. I would like to do a reread of all her works. Maybe one year when I have enough of them, I will make like a book club and every month we read one of her books or something like that. I would be really interested because the majority of these that I have read, I read them when I was a teenager, got them from the library, and they were in Spanish. So I'm so excited to revisit this series, not just the vampire series, but probably the other books that she has, like The Mummy and the ones about the witches and all of that. So if you will be interested, I think I would like to do that, so that I also have a motivation to read them every month, and then we can all discuss them. I'm pretty sure there's out there people that have either never read Anne Rice and always wanted to get into it, or maybe also need a reread like I do. So I don't know, it's something that we could all do together. Let me know down below. And these, you guys, were all the new books that I have added to the collection. Let me know down below if you've read any of these, what kind of books you are purchasing at the moment. Are you getting ready for spooky season and trying to buy more of those? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all as always in our next coffee time. Bye!